Hi, it's Ursula from ursula-smith.com, and in the past I've done some blog posts and YouTube videos about cutting stencils and cutouts on the Silhouette Curio. Um, I had a lot of trouble using the regular stencil plastic because primarily I like to cut more intricate, detailed things, and so if I was cutting a circle or square, the regular stencil plastic would work fine, but for many of the designs that I had, it just didn't work. And so I had done some experiments and found that Das Art stone paper cut great on the curio. I could do detailed designs, and I was primarily using the inkjet printable version of the stone paper because I could use it as a stencil, and it would hold up better than regular paper, so it didn't disintegrate if I was using wet media like inks and stains and paints through the stencil. But the inkjet printable version also did really well as a cutout because I could come back over it with inks and stains and paints, and it would accept that media readily, and so that I could color it to go with whatever project I was working on. So that particular version of stone paper is getting harder to get a hold of, especially in the 8.5 by 11 flat version, which just lays down on the curio mat much more easily. If it's on a roll, whatever. It was just a pain. So basically I was looking for a replacement for that. I did find some other stone paper which I haven't experimented with yet, but while I was waiting for that, I was looking around my space and happened to find some Yupo paper that I had for some other project. And I thought, oh, okay, it's plastic, it's made from polypropylene, so it would be great as a stencil material. And so I decided to try it, cutting it on the curio. And just for FYI, I did end up doing a blog post and YouTube video on this. Wasn't my best because it was an experiment, so it wasn't completely perfect. But I was using the 74-pound 200 GSM in the original Legion paper, Yupo paper. I did also use a thinner version of Yupo paper by a different company, and I did not like that as much. So for the most part, I'm going to be sticking with the 74-pound 200 GSM version of Yupo paper, and that cut great. So here are some of the examples of the cutouts that I did, so you can see super detailed, intricate, and small cutouts and stencils. So I was all excited until I decided that I was going to take one of these cutouts and use it in a project, and I didn't want it just plain white. So then, hello, it's plastic. So trying to color it with inks and stains and paints didn't work the greatest. It didn't dry very well. It smeared. It was getting all over my hands and everything else. And so I have now decided that I need to experiment with trying to color the Yupo paper cutouts. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks, trying to figure out what's the best way to use these, primarily in paper crafting projects. So the initial few experiments will be coloring these cutouts so that I don't just have to use them as white cutouts. And so it will primarily be paper crafting at the beginning, but the past few years I've been going off and doing some jewelry making, learning metal smithing, etching metal, playing with resin and clay. So I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to use some of these Yupo paper cutouts and stencils on that side of my world and experiment with them as it pertains to jewelry making. So anyway, I'm looking forward to experimenting and playing around with the Yupo paper. I hope it's helpful to all of you out there. I hope you'll join me. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.